Hey guys, I'm here with Penny the Aussie, who is going to be graduating tomorrow after 3 weeks of training with us. But before she goes home, I want to make a video explaining to her mom exactly how and when we use the commands in our day-to-day life. So we're not going to send a dog home and say, all right, for 10 minutes every day after lunch, I'm going to have you walk this dog through her drills, heel, sit, down, place, heel, sit, down. No, we're not doing that. What we do instead is use the training in a way that feels natural and makes it really solid part of your dog's daily pattern, because what dogs really need and thrive off of is a predictable daily routine. So whatever day you live, find what works for you and your dog and live that day on repeat. What we find works for our dogs here, my personal dogs, the dogs who come to us for training, nice job, Growly, is what I'm gonna show you here. So I'm gonna have my dog in her kennel. We're gonna pretend like I just woke up or I just got back from running an errand down the street, because when I go to bed, my dog goes in her kennel. When I leave the house and I can't keep eyes on her, my dog goes in her kennel. Even my adult dogs go in kennels when I leave the house. For their safety, for my home safety, for potty training. I have a 5-month-old puppy, so I know how hard potty training is. It keeps everybody safe. It keeps her in a place where I know she can be comfortable. We have a bed in there, we got bones, chew toys, her water. She eats every meal in there. She feels safe and comfortable in there. So don't feel bad about using your crib, because that is going to be a huge part of her life when she goes home from training. So we'll pretend like I just woke up or I just came back home. My dog's in her kennel. I'm going to walk in very calmly. I'm going to make sure that her collar and her remote are paired up and they're both turned on. I'm going to open that kennel door. Then I'm going to step back, yes, with the door still wide open. And I'm going to recall my dog out. I could say break, but break would give me a dog who is constantly anticipating bursting out of thresholds. We don't want that. So I'm gonna recall her out. I'm gonna say, Penny, come. She's gonna come, sit or down at my feet, look to me and say, what's next? And what's next is heeling through the house. I'm gonna say heel, pat my left leg, and start to walk through my house. I'll do a few rounds of my kitchen island just to make sure she's nice and tuned in with me. If she deviates, if she stops, if she starts to sniff or lick or whatever dogs do, I will probably go ahead and tap on the e-collar. She usually starts pretty low, so we'll start her at a 10 out of 100. I'll tap, tap, tap until she's back at my side. We'll continue healing until she's successful, and then I'm going to show you how I use the commands, downstay, to do chores around the house. I'll put her in a downstay. She should relax even as the cat walks by, even as I'm doing dishes and making loud noises. She should stay there calmly. If she doesn't, if she starts to wiggle or whine and she breaks that down, again, we go to the collar. I say no, tap the e-collar, and she should take that as a cue to settle down, put her chin back down, and relax. When she's good in that downstay, I'm gonna leave the room and see what she does. Does she assume that I'm asking her to follow me when I leave? Because I'm not. If she starts to follow me, I say, again, no, tap the remote, get her back in that same spot, have her down, and repeat it until she says, okay, she's not calling me, so I shouldn't follow her. What I'm gonna do next is go into that next room, and then after a little bit, I'm going to tap the T button. T for tone. She hears that beep on her collar, and she says, ah, that means go and find the human. She runs in to find me, she finds me, sits her down, looks to me and says, what's next, again, and I say, place, and point to the place bed. She goes to the place bed and lies down automatically, and that's where we'll leave her for a little bit. The question we get most often about the place command is, how long can my dog be on there? And my answer is usually, like, be reasonable. Don't put your dog on there for 10, 12 hours. But I say up to 3 hours without a potty break is probably good for most dogs. After that, I would want to give them a potty break, let them stretch their legs, play fetch, have some dog time, go for a walk, and then you can put them back on there if you need to. People are working from home a lot now, so you could have your dog up there while you're doing meetings, while you're doing office work, while you watch a movie with the family. So you can have your dog involved in the family activities and with you without being underfoot and jumping on you or walking around the house. This is huge for Penny. She is not going to be allowed to free roam without supervision for quite a while, because she has proven at 8 months old she should be potty trained. She has proven herself to be unreliable with making good choices, especially pertaining to using the bathroom in the house. It's gross, and it's not good for your dog as she becomes an adult. So she's gonna be on place a lot. She's gonna be on downstate a lot. And if her family cannot keep an eye on her, seriously keep an eye on her, she's gonna be in her kennel. So when you leave the house, when you're sleeping, when you're just really busy, maybe with kids or visitors or cooking, your dog is gonna be in a kennel or on the place bed with a tie back, but preferably in a kennel. Good girl. So downstay when you can keep an eye on them pretty closely, like when you're watching a movie or cooking breakfast. Place when you're gonna hang out with them, but you don't wanna have a lot of time devoted to making sure they aren't pushing the limits of that downstay. Place is very clear. If they're off the bed, they're wrong. If they have half their body off the bed, they're wrong. Whereas with the downstay, your dog can kind of squirm away from their original spot, and you're like, well, you're not out of a down, and you can't correct them on that. So I like a place command because it's very clear. I like the downstay because it's convenient, and I like the kennel because it is very safe and secure for your dog. Right, good girl? So when can my dog be a dog? When can she run around and play? When you're supervising. She's a puppy still. She deserves to have some time to play with toys and to roughhouse if that's the kind of family you're into. And she, of course, needs time to swim, to hike, to run and play with her friends, not dog parks, friends that you know. So to get her to that state of mind, we have a way to turn our dog off and have them relax, and we also have a way to turn them back on and have them be crazy puppies like they need to be. Pen. Break! Yeah, good girl. Nice job. She's still the same Penny. She's still super fun. She's still awesome and smart and beautiful. But we have a way to guide her through life now. We have a way to tell her, hey, awesome job. And a way to say, hey, don't bark out the window. Hey, don't pull on your leash. Hey, don't do that. So it really boils down to live within the rules. Use the commands. Seriously, use them every day, not just when you need them. Break. Good girl. And if your dog is gonna blow you off or they're gonna break the commands, that's where the e-collar comes in. If they do something you don't like, mark it with a no, and then correct at a reasonable number. Right, good girl? Right, come here. Hey, that's a good girl. Oh, you got a big life ahead of you. Yes, you do. What'd you get? A dragon? Wow, that's fancy. Good job, go get it.